All right, here we go, the big calculator part of the acid-base stuff. If you notice, you can use this. Okay, this is going to be on your periodic table, which you can use on a test, but this will help you out a lot. So what are you trying to find? What are you trying to go to? It'll help you with the calculation. All right, so remember, this H plus is always minus. This means concentration of your acid, sometimes written like this as well. And this means concentration of your base. POH, pH. All right. So using this, you can figure out most things. So let's go through an example of each one so you have an idea how to use it. So here's the first one. It says, for each of the following concentrations of H plus, calculate the pH. So these numbers right here on the bottom, these are your H plus. So I'm going from here to here. So what's my calculation? Negative log of my concentration. So here's how it works out in your calculator. Ready, set, go. The first one is, so here we go, negative, where'd my log button go? Log of 3.28, remember we got to use that E, to the negative fourth. Close the parentheses, enter. There's my number. So that is my pH, about 3.5, so 3.48. All right. So what's my pH? And you would say 3.48 for my pH. All right. And that's all you got to do. All right. Sometimes you have to go 2 steps. Sometimes you may have to go, 4 steps. It all depends on what you're dealing with and what you're starting with. So what we just did was going from here to here. All right, let's try another one from the next part. For part 2, for each of the pH values, calculate the H plus. So now we're going backwards. Now we're going from here to here. And here's my calculation. 10 to the negative pH. So this is kind of like the anti-log. All right. So 10 to the negative pH. So if my pH for this first one is 5, what I do is I go, my calculation would be 10 to the negative 5. All right, and you find out what number that is. And it should be a pretty easy number. As long as they're whole numbers, they're pretty easy to figure out, but decimals, that's where you got to really use your calculator. All right, so we're going from pH to H plus. So let's see, where's my 10 to the button? Here we go. Here's my anti-log, 10 to the negative 5. Enter. 1 times 10 to the negative 5th. Pretty easy to figure out. So 1 times 10 to the negative 5th. And remember, this is molarity. This is your concentration. All right. So whole numbers for this one, when you go from pH to H plus, real easy to figure out. Okay. Negative 5 is 10 to the negative 5th concentration. That means the 3 will probably be to the negative 3. Okay, but then 2 point, and when you get the decimals, that's when you got to really use your calculator. So let's even keep moving on a little bit more here. Now let's say we have to go from, it says here's the following pOH values, determine whether the solution is acidic or basic. Okay, so to determine if our solution is acidic or basic, either 1, change it to pH, or 2, think backwards, because remember, the pH scales goes from 0 to 14, but the pOH scale goes from 14 to 0. So either way, however you want to do it. So the pOH, well, to figure out the pH, all you got to do is 14. Oops, sorry, flip it over. So if I have my pOH, and I got to go to here, 14 minus the pOH. So 14 minus whatever number I got. And that'll tell me the pH. So 14 minus 4.5, that gives me a pH of 9.5. That's higher than 7, therefore this is a base. Okay, because remember, our base on the pH scale, from 0 to 6.9, that's my acid, 7's neutral, 7.1 to 14 is my base. So change these to pH, and then you'll be able to tell right away. All right, and that's just 14 minus whatever that is. Next one. how do we go from, it says following calculations from OH to POH. All right, so I'll go from OH to POH. So this, they're giving me my base concentration. I got to go to this. So negative log of your OH. Okay, very similar to the calculation we did for the acid. Okay, now we're just doing negative log. So it works like this. So it works like this right now. So you got to take your negative log 6.32 to the negative second, and then we get 1.19 or 1.2. So my POH is equal to 1.2. And that'll help out with that. And then the next calculation, just going backwards, going from POH to H plus, or sorry, OH minus. So using that, we go from POH to H plus, and now we're doing the anti-log, okay? So it's just 10 to the negative whatever power. Remember, the whole numbers work nice for this, but decimals don't work so nice. So it's going to be, there's my anti-log, 10 to the whatever power, and you go, oops, negative 3.5, enter, and you get a fairly large number. So you get POH to the negative, so my concentration now is going to be 3.16 times 10 to the negative fourth molarity. All right, so you just found the concentration. So using those examples, using this pH scale, just figure out what you're starting with, what you're going to, gives you the calculation. All right, so we'll go through all those in class. It should go pretty smooth. Hope this video helped. We'll talk to you guys later.